And we're back. Thank you for joining us on this day. I'm Connie Carroll, sitting in for Ken Goldenberg on his vacation week. We all wish him well this week. And I'm here this morning with Stuart Spencer. Good morning, Stuart.
Good morning, Connie.
Good to see you.
Likewise. Happy to be here.
Oh, so good to have you here. You're our close neighbor right across the street at Willow Tree Shopping Center.
You bet.
That's wonderful. Well, you are here from Advanced Ear Care, and you've got some exciting things to tell us about because you just returned from out of the country.
That's right. You know, we were, myself and a group of about 15, 20 other people were down in Matamoros, Mexico with a group called the Starkey Foundation.
Oh, nice.
And they go around the world and we assist them, you know, in fitting hearing aids to people that can't afford them. You know, children, men and women, and it's just always such a powerful experience and a great blessing to be able to help somebody that can't afford it, and you see them just light up, you know, for the first time they can hear. And you know, sometimes you know, it's the first time a child's even heard his mother, you know, and it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, it's just really a powerful experience.
I can only imagine.
So it's a lot of good work, you know, and you know, we have some fun along the way, you know.
And so not only are you a dear close neighbor, but you are a good close neighbor to everyone that you just helped in Mexico.
Absolutely.
And it's such a life-changing experience to watch someone be able to hear, like you said, hear their mother for the first time, hear their family. Right,
and you know, we go, you know, Africa, South America, you know, all over Asia. And you know, the real key there in many of those countries is if they can't hear, they don't go to school, you know, the children.
Yes.
And so that keeps them out of a lot of things, you know, out of the education system, then they don't get a job, then, you know, it's harder to have families, you know, so it really mainstreams them and puts them right back in the middle of society and communication with their family and friends, right?
And in just a few days that you were in Matamoros, Mexico, you were able to really change some lives.
Yeah, that's right, about 130 people, so fun stuff.
Well, that's wonderful, and we are glad to hear that you are on the case doing that. But you also have some new things that you're offering at Advanced Ear Care right across the street. You've got some new technology to talk to us about?
That's right. You know, I mean, everybody knows, you know, from the ads they read or the things they hear or even seeing us on TV, you know, that things change in the hearing aid business pretty quickly. And, you know, there are some great new technologies, you know, too numerous actually to mention right now, but, you know, some of the real simple things are, you know, more sustainable, rechargeable hearing aids.
Oh, yes.
You know, I mean, people really struggle with those little batteries. You know, they have arthritis or neuropathy, or they can't see the darn battery. And, you know, with our batteries, they have a little tab they pull off, and it makes it pretty difficult. So these rechargeable batteries, you know, they take the hearing aid off, they just put it right on top of a little box, it charges, they put it back on, and it makes it really simple.
And it's the whole hearing aid unit.
Right, exactly.
No little interchangeable battery to come in and out.
So it just makes it easy for them. You know, and one of the other big things we always hear about, you know, in our clinic are people having difficult times hearing in noisy situations.
Yes.
You know, that's the #1 problem with people and their hearing difficulties. So, you know, now there's just little remote microphones that we can add to many of the hearing aids people already have. And like a partner, like you could be sitting there with a little remote microphone clipped on your lapel. And, you know, if you talk, you know, I'll hear you directly over all the background noise.
Oh, that is wonderful.
And so it's a real game changer. You know, we fit it, you know, on people with, you know, all sorts of hearing loss, mild, moderate, and severe loss.
Yes.
But we fit a man, you know, last week, and, you know, he'd just go to dinner and sit there. You know, and so now he says, you know, he sits there, he interacts with people, he can put the little remote mic on his bridge table, which was really a great thing for his partner, believe me, that was always complaining about his hearing, and now he hears everybody, just feels like he's re-engaged. You know?
It's so wonderful too, because you can feel so isolated.
Oh, absolutely. That's where hearing loss forces you, you know. So we really encourage those people to come out and get some of these technologies and get back in the game.
And it sounds like that you have technology available at every price point.
That's right. You know, that's what's so great about the technology, right? Is, you know, it's not just the high-end, state-of-the-art, you know, stuff. We do that, you know, all day long, every day. But, you know, they're at all price points. I mean, you know, we have hearing aids down for $1,500 a pair, you know, that are digital, programmable, small in-the-ear hearing aids.
You could program them?
Yeah, so we just dial them right into somebody's hearing loss, and they're all set. Yeah, that's right. So we kind of customize those little modulars, and I mean, it's really, really a nice feature. So, you know, people, you know, we always hear about Costco, hearing aids, and I love Costco.
Sure.
And more people go in there to get hearing aids than would come into my office.
Yes.
So it gets more people into our business, and then when they're ready for something a little different, they can come into our office. So
something a little more
yeah, but we have
custom
the competitive pricing to meet theirs too, so it's kind of nice.
That's wonderful. And also, you are such a close neighbor. You're right across the street from us in the Willow Tree Shopping Center, and you can tell us a little bit more. Well, of course, we can visit you easily.
Right.
But you're friends with us, and you have also seen friends and family out helping each other out there.
Right,
Tell us
exactly.
about that.
That's what's really neat. I've been here 35 years, right?
Yes.
So, I always see people, bringing somebody in that can't get in, or somebody going over and helping somebody out, or going get their medications for them to take them home because they can't, because they're not feeling well. People in this community really help each other out a lot.
It's beautiful.
It really is beautiful, and it really touches me every time I see something like that. And, one of the ways they can help people, people are a little resistant, to come in for a hearing test because they think, oh, no, I don't need that, or I'm okay, and they're not sure. So a lot of times it takes a friend or a family member to say, hey, come on, come in and let's get your hearing tested and see if, you can get some help. And once they do it, oh my gosh, they're so happy they're there. And, because then they hear the difference, and
Yes.
they're like, oh my gosh, I should have done this a long time ago. But a little nudging from a friend or family member goes a long way, So if they want to stop by, we have these little pass it on cards. They can just put their name on it and give it to their friend, and when they come in,
let me see.
we'll give them a little
that's great.
a little perk just for bringing somebody in, and just a little thank you note.
That is wonderful.
Just kind of a simple way to do it, kind of a little more subtle way, I'll say, of doing something to help them out. So.
And it's true. Your hearing can change from day to day, and you may not be able to perceive how it's changing.
You only know the way you hear. You don't know the way you should be hearing. So many times people come in, they've lost half their hearing, and they say, I hear normal. That's normal hearing to them, right?
Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
There's
to
that
me.
too. Yeah.
No, that's great. I'm so glad. And then you can also tell us a little bit more about the Willow Tree Shopping Center. You have an update for us?
Right. Where there was, a time, about a year ago, we were calling it the Willowing Tree Shopping Center, and it was just kind of getting defunct. Now they're, doing all the demo inside the old Vons. They're getting ready to build out the Aldis. They've got, the coffee bean and tea leaf there.
Oh, that's
other people are starting to come in. They're starting to do some stuff in the parking lot. So we're getting there,
Yes.
So I always say plenty of free parking.
Plenty of free parking and lots
right.
of new amenities.
That's
so
right.
everybody needs to come over and see the changes.
Yeah, so we're getting dressed up pretty soon here.
Well, that is so fun to hear about, and I am very, very excited about the work that you have been doing with the Starkey Hearing Foundation.
Oh,
so
thank you.
You've been to Mexico. Tell me, you said you went to Africa. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we've been over, Rwanda, Malawi, Tanzania, Kenya, Zimbabwe. All those places, like in Rwanda, 13 million people, there's one audiologist,
Oh my goodness.
It's just amazing, So, needless to say, there's a lot of, unintended hearing loss, that's there. So, what we're doing now is we're going in and training people, and we actually launched a Starkey University in Kenya.
Wow.
And we graduated 12 people through that program in 9 different countries in Africa. So they're going back as hearing providers, and so that program will grow. So it's really starting a whole network of providers for all the people in Africa through the Starkey Hearing Foundation.
And it sounds like the odds, you said one hearing professional with millions of people, so adding 9 more or adding however many more
Right.
can affect so many lives.
Well, if we get the model right and we think we've got it right, that'll just grow. And then, there'll be a lot of access to people that normally wouldn't have it and
That is
really be able to
wonderful.
hear well. Yeah.
And other than not understanding the state of your own hearing loss or just the status of your own hearing, what else is it that would keep someone from wanting to get fitted or tested or
There's a little vanity in there,
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're like, oh my gosh, it's going to make me look old, and
But it doesn't.
it's just the opposite, it really makes them look a lot younger by engaging and being more active. I mean, I wear these hearing aids,
That's tiny. Let me see that.
That go in my ear.
Oh my
and
goodness, look at that.
I wear 2 of them, and hearing aids really aren't that noticeable today, and these
Not at
connect to my
all.
iPhone, so when I get an email or a message or a voicemail, it streams right to my hearing aids.
Okay, I want one.
Yeah, exactly. They're really nice. But there's people have that kind of feeling, but then once they hear better, they don't care, about what they look like. But we can accommodate anybody's size of hearing aid. If they don't want anybody to see it, believe me, nobody will know they're wearing a hearing aid.
That is what's so fascinating about it, and it's so great to know that it re-engages your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Your quality of life improves.
Yeah, just gives people a lot more comfort and confidence, with interacting with everybody, just, close family members or large groups, just gets them back into those relationships.
And if you've been working with one type of hearing aid for, a comfortable amount of time, what would prompt you to maybe check out something new?
Well, if people are struggling in certain situations,
yes.
A lot of, people here are so active, they're in whatever club, groups, board members,
yes.
A lot of meetings. I mean, these people are more active than I am, right, for crying out loud. So they get into these groups all the time. And so they're struggling. And so if they're missing something, they're feeling like they're struggling, or they just notice that they're asking people to repeat more often than they have been recently,
yes.
It's always good to have it checked. Often we can just reprogram the hearing aids they have.
The one that they already have,
right.
You can literally kind of update it.
We've done it a number of times, and people are like, oh my gosh, that's so much better, So it doesn't always take a big investment, in new hearing aids to help somebody to hear better.
That's wonderful. So it's like calibrate. It's like a tune-up.
Yeah, there you go.
You
That's
can
right.
do a tune-up
exactly.
on what they already have,
yeah,
and they
that's
can
right.
come in and meet you, talk with you, and even just kind of get an idea of what's out there, what they can take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me about some of the programs that someone could take advantage of? There are people who refrain from getting a new hearing device because they think it's going to be too expensive. Or are there programs out there that people may not be aware of? I know the Veterans Administration.
Veterans is a huge one,
yes.
And a lot of people, it's the veterans do a great job. They're a little overwhelmed.
Yes.
So you have to be a little patient. In getting
yes.
there and getting an appointment and kind of waiting. For the service and that type of thing. And that's up in Long Beach.
Oh.
So people go up there. They go down south to San Diego to get those type of services. There's also another company. That's a nonprofit agency called Here Now.
Here Now, okay.
And if those people, are struggling financially, and really can't afford hearing aids, we can send in those applications for them.
That's wonderful.
And so, one way or the other, we find hearing aids for people to wear.
It sounds like you do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's wonderful that you offer all of this full service, and you're such a great neighbor to us, so close by. Yeah. Stuart, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Connie. It's been fun.
All right, and thank you all. We'll be coming back. Our next guest is from University of California, Irvine, the School of Arts, and they're going to talk to us about a wonderful performance that's coming up this month. So stay with us.